Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and you know how we do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Riffin with Griffin, baby. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. I'm doing this episode, and then I got to head right to the airport because I got a lot of traveling to do. Let's see. Today's episode, Brady has regrets. The Joker was dominant. So glad I didn't buy that Fisker Ocean. Can't wait to tell you about all that. But other than that, we're here. News, notes, comments. Oh, my voice is shot. Sorry. I was up with the baby. Excuse me, I'm coughing. I didn't drink any water. Oh my God, yeah. We didn't have a golden voice this morning, guys. Sometimes it's hit and miss, you know. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But it's always riffing with a girl. It's always riffing with Griffin. So thank you. All the people that are in chat, as usual, live on YouTube every Wednesday, or unless I do an interview, but you know, whatever. We'll see about that. But thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe. So you can know when I'm going live. You're probably at work or whatever you're doing, so you can get that notification. Make sure you hit me on Twitch, man. You got to hit me on Twitch for a couple of reasons. One, I game all the time, trying to grow the community. And two, if you're a Twitch subscriber, okay, if you subscribe, not follow, but it's follow and subscribe. But subscribe is like, that's when you pay. You're going to get, when I go live on Mondays, for my Patreon episode of Monday Nuance. So that's where I do extra content, and I've been pretty consistent. I know how I always say that, right, before, but now it's been really consistent. I've only missed 1 week, and that's because I was out of town. But for the most part, Riffin with Griffin, Monday Nuance, I go into it. So if you want to, you can sign up for free, listen, whatever, and then you can, help me out by being a subscriber. If not, it's totally cool too. Whatever, I'm not stressing over it. But thanks for being here, y'all. As I say, I got big plans. I got to go out of town. I'm leaving for out of town today. I'm going to be in Arizona with Matt Rife this week. We're preparing for his special because I'm directing another special. And then we go to Charlotte to shoot the special next week. So I'm going to be out of town, gone for a while. I know it's early this morning, guys, because I got to go to the airport. And I didn't want to wait till I got to Arizona. I got into my hotel and tried to do it like that. That's always a nightmare. So I said, you know what? Let me just get this done. You know what I mean? So here we are. Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin. Live. So good morning to all the people in chat. So that's going on. So that's pretty special. And we'll see. And it's a crowd work special, the first of its kind on YouTube. So it's going to be challenging, but your boy's directing, And then that's that. Oh, then I'm doing a movie, guys. I got a small scene in this Al Pacino, Vince Vaughn movie. Your boy's acting too. And if you want to, don't forget about going to see if you're in New York area. Let me pull this up. The Everything Pot Tribeca, okay? Yeah, there you go. The Everything Pot Tribeca Film Festival. This is this movie that I was in, and it's gonna debut at the Tribeca Film Festival. It's called The Everything Pot, and it stars me and a bunch of other people. Some good people in this, guys. So come check it out. Lisa Edelstein, if you remember the show House, she was one of the stars of that show. James Woke, that guy's so funny. Gina Torres, great. Delaney Rowe, she's big on the internet. She's got a great channel on Instagram, but she is so funny. And then Deja Monique Cruz, which plays my daughter in the movie, but it's called The Everything Pot, so you got to check it out if you're in New York area and then they have like the so June 9th at 11:30 a.m. is the when it starts, but then there's other shows too, like 9 p.m. on Wednesday, Saturday 2 p.m. in the Village. I mean, there's different places you can watch it, but come check it out. The Everything Pot, starring Yeah Boy. So I'm doing big things, y'all. Oh yeah, I also will be in San Jose. Oh, you know what? That's right. You just reminded me of that. I gotta see when that is. San Jose Improv events calendar. Yeah, I'm doing one night in San Jose. When is that? I think that's gonna be in June. Yeah, June 25th. No, July. It's in July. July 25th. I will be one night in San Jose. So make sure you guys come check me out there too. Forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me about that. So San Jose Improv, come check me out there. Yeah. So that's all that stuff. All the business news out of the way. The Erik Griffin stuff that's going on. Let's go to comments now. Wait, actually, first, was there any new things? No, there's no new stuff going on. Baby's great. In case anybody's interested. Yeah, it's like, man, being a dad is great. It's like, it's all the good, all the bad. Everything people say, that is what it is. He's sleeping now, but then this is what I'll say to dads out there, people that are about to be dads, or you want to be a dad. If your wife is breastfeeding, that is the best for you. I mean, it's just because what am I going to do in the middle of the night? When it's time to feed the kid, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, if you're formula feeding, then dad got to get involved because it's like, hey, it's your turn. Can you get up and feed him, change him, feed him? Because you know what I mean? But when they're breastfeeding, it's like, it's all mom. I realize it's all mom. So I'm trying to do my part. I'm washing her pump parts, getting her water and stuff like that. I actually saw Natasha Leggero at the Netflix party, and she was saying that to me. She said, hey, you guys, as comics, you live full lives, and just remember to look out for her. And it really like struck a chord with me. So, and when I see her breastfeeding now, I'm like, hey, do you want some water? You want something to drink? Stay hydrated, that kind of stuff. So, as a dad, you got to do that part, but you know what I mean? So, but anyways, you know how it is. All right, let's go to the comments. All right. Bruce Leroy, that lets me know how old this guy is. Bruce Leroy 03 one day ago. He said, Griff, the 3 camps of like and dislike was on point. That was about my interview with Malcolm, and it was about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I said my 3 camps. I believe he's talking about this, where I was like, you either like Drake, like Kendrick, or hate Drake. That's like, and I don't think people really hate Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? But listen, when it's all said and done, people are saying, that he won the battle. I guess I don't know. I don't think anybody won, but it is what it is. All right. Frosty3077. Now, this is something I wanted to talk about during the comments section. This is so, like, you guys, I can't make anyone happy, is what this is. It says, Erik, stop trying to be like Joe Rogan with interviews. Riffin with Griffin is better when it's just you giving opinions on random news articles. I can't win. So many people hit me up talking about, man, where's the interviews? Interview people. And then here's this. That's why you can't please him. You just got to do what you want. Sometimes I'm going to have interviews. Sometimes I'm not, man. But, it is what it is. When I stopped doing interviews, everybody was like, you should do interviews. You're better with people. And now I get this, it's like, so, look, according to my views, y'all don't like interviews or just me. If you, you know what I mean? So this small Erik Griffin community, my Riffin Griffin community, thank you. So I don't know, Frosty. We'll see. Ignacio says, Riff, don't take it the wrong way, but let him finish his thoughts. I did let him finish his thoughts, but he was bringing things up, and I wanted to give him more information so he can continue more thoughts. I hate you. Hawk Goulet, it's a goddamn shame these three didn't keep doing movie podcasts. Awesome trio with an awesome conversation. Yeah, that's me and the Lee brothers. I mean, it is what it is. You know, people are still watching that episode. Sometimes that episode still gets more views than whatever my current like that episode this week will get more views than this episode probably. It's crazy how people still love that thing. All right, so let's see. This was 6 days ago, and then we'll be done with this because it wasn't a lot. Eric, man, you hit the nail on the head with young people are stupid. I don't even mean it in a mean way either. I'm 39 and what he says, and tattoo in college town, and the interactions I have are shocking. It's more like the most insane naivety we've ever experienced as society. Side note, Malcolm Barrett's so good in Ted. Yeah, Malcolm's been in a lot of stuff. Shout out to Malcolm. You guys should go watch that episode from last week if you never got a chance to watch it. We talk about Malcolm's a hip hop head, and we had a great conversation about the thing. Yeah, man. You know, sometimes it's like people always ask me, "Hey, what do you think about the conflict and what's going on?" I think a lot of stuff is being blown out of proportion. Like, the stuff that's happening on college campuses, they're making it seem as if it's like this. It's all over and everybody on the college campus is up in arms, and that's not really what's happening. It's really being overblown. But whatever, it is what it is. But I do find it. I don't know if the people that are protesting. Okay, so you have the people that are protesting, and they think that they're right. Obviously, they think that they're doing something worthy, and they have a cause. Okay, and then you have the people who see the protests, and they think that they're doing right. And those are the people I have an issue with. I don't think most people are informed about what's going on in Gaza and Israel. I don't know if they even understand what's happening, the history of the region. They just see things on the internet, and then they think that this is how you're supposed to respond. I there was this person, I won't even say where. And they're young, and they're telling me yeah, we're not going to Starbucks anymore because Starbucks supports Israel. And I just heard that, and I really wanted to punch them in the face because that sounds stupid to me. It just sounds stupid. It's boiling it down to that, where it's do you know everything that has happened? If you just look at the timeline of everything, it's anyways, my point is, I think we should all be supportive of just no conflicts, anti-war, find some sort of peace, and that's the fight we should fight for. And what does that entail? I don't know, but I don't think it should be a thing where it's you're picking sides when so much has happened between the two sides. There's still hostages. There was an attack on September 7th. These people are responding. Is the force too much? I mean, it's so nuanced that you can't just boil it down to, I'm not going to support the companies just because your Instagram and TikTok is telling you something that you're not actually looking into. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? And then it's because then this is what happens. Oh God, I don't even want to go into this. It's such a touchy subject because I just know what people are gonna say. But anyways, I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't care. I get a small crowd anyway, right? It's just when Kendrick Lamar saying all this stuff about Drake, So then it's then people rehash things and they bring things up and they make it current that may not be current. They're calling Drake he's a sexual predator and all this stuff, right? And you're what happened? And then it's like the internet gets a hold of it, So it's like some video of Drake there's a 17-year-old girl on stage with Drake, and then, people making it out like he's some terrible person. But then you have to look at the nuance of that, and you go into it further, And not to say that this is right at all. I think that I'm pretty sure someone was reprimanded in this situation. But one, it didn't happen last week. That's the first thing. It happened in 2010 when he was 24. So 24-year-old Drake is doing his shows, and his people go into the crowd and they grab that's what they do at the show. They grab a girl. Janet Jackson does the same thing. She gets a guy on stage and dry humps him, right? A lot of female artists do this too. I guess some male artists do it too. So anyway, his people, they're the ones that pick. So they pick a girl. She looks of age, obviously, right? She's with her dad. She's already come out and because she's 31 now, and she's like getting all this heat. So she's like, yo, it wasn't like what people are saying. But anyway, whatever. So his people, and there was a mistake right there. You go into the crowd, you see a girl you think looks, of age. They grab her like, all right, you're coming, you're fine. You're going to come on stage. The dad's there like, hey, go girl. You know what I mean? I think the issue there should have been like, whoever you get, please check their ID. I'm sure moving forward after this, that happened, right? Goes on stage. Drake is like trying to be whatever with her. Then at the end of it, he says, wait, how old are you? And she says 17, and he goes crazy. He's like, what? You're 17? Why do you look like that? I take that as like, why do you look like you're 25 or whatever he was, But anyways, what I'm saying is, there's a very nuanced thing of that, It doesn't make what happened right, but it also doesn't make it what the internet turned it into. You get what I'm saying? Which is unfair to both parties involved, But that's what people do with stuff, So then now it became like, oh man, this guy's a pedophile, and this guy, you know what I mean? Like they turned it into that, and it's like I don't know if people really know what that word means. You should look it up. It's actually very terrible. But anyways, the thing is, it's like, so what I'm saying is like, is that the worst thing that could have ever happened, what they're saying about him, as opposed to like what actually happened, You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird thing how people, because that same person I told you about earlier was going in. He was like, oh, well, he's terrible. I can't believe what he did with that girl, and I was like, wait, what happened? The way she was talking about it was like it happened when he was 38, like it happened 3 weeks ago or something. And I was like, wait, whoa. Then when I looked it up, I was like, oh man, that sucks. But that's how the internet works, That is how the internet works. So, yeah. Fucking Kendrick Lamar brought it up in a way that really was really looked bad for Drake. And you look at the situation and you can assess it however you want, because that's what people do. People are going to assess it however they want. That's their right. All I'm pointing out is like, I think that if you were just sitting down with a person and being like, hey, this is how it happened. What do you think of it this way? I don't know if people would look at things the way they look at it. And I think that goes with anything that goes on in the world. I think that's why things get blown out of proportion. I think that's why people are misinformed. I think that's why, information, I think that's how information happens, how it happens. Anyways, thanks for comments, keep your comments coming. We can always, I like having a little good discourse about certain things, But anyways, well, Kendrick did bring it up. This guy said Kendrick didn't. He did. He made a song, and then and the cover of the song was the child predator website. You know what I mean? Like he for sure brought it up. He for sure made it that. Okay, and that's why it wasn't Drake responded the way he did. And in that response, people shunned him for his response. But it's like, at that point, you 5 songs in. What are you supposed to do? Not say anything after that is brought up? that was the master stroke on Kendrick's part, is to like to say that. You know what I mean? You know? Somebody said I'm over idol worship. I mean, I think that's like a stretch. I mean, when people call, I think that it's okay to, you know, to enjoy music, and like, you know, what are people supposed to do? You know, you put out your music and people like it. You go, you know, you're performing, people like it. You're doing commercials. You're, you know, you know, you like what people do, and then this is what people do. This is what we do as a society. We bring people up and then we tear them down. We tell them they're great, and then when they go, hey, thanks, you know what, you're right, I'm great. And then we go, whoa, hold on a second. We'll decide that, and then we tear them down. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So that's pretty messed up. We do that. I always talk about that with like Justin Bieber. We did that to Justin Bieber. When he was 9 years old making videos, we kept telling him, you're great, you're great, you're great, you're great. 10 years old, you're great. 11 years old, oh my God, you're great. 13, 14, 15. By 15, he was like, man, am I great? No, maybe I'm not great. I don't know if I'm great. Then 16, 17, 18, he turns 18. He's like, you know what? You guys have been telling me I'm great for 10 years. I'm great. And then as soon as he did that, we went, whoa, buddy, tone it down. And then he went crazy. Like, you know, he's peeing places and he's like super rich. And now we're telling him, you know, like, you know, oh, hey, tone it down. And, oh, it's idol worship. And we're like, what? Wait, what? We did that. He just made great music and we liked it. He was charming. We like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with anything, it's like, if you have entertainment, people are going to like the people. We're going to put them on a pedestal, and then we're going to try to knock them off. That's what we do. That's what we do. Society is not changing at all. So society goes in cycles. Socrates and Aristotle wrote essays about the state of society. If you read them today, you would think they were talking about the youth of today. It's just not. You're not different or special. Okay? You're not special. We're not special. What's happening always happens. Things go in cycles. They go up and down. The old people criticize the youth. The youth think they know everything. And then they get older and they realize, oh, wow, our parents were right. And then the cycle continues and goes and goes and goes and goes. You know what I mean? It just is. It's just, you know, things are just added to it. At one time, we just had radio, and that was the only entertainment we had. And then we had TV, and then there was TV and radio, and then then we had movies and TV, and now we have the internet. It's all basically the same type of stuff, man. It's, you know, it just goes up and down and up and down. All right. Anyways, enough of that, because I gotta go. You guys got me yip yapping and rambling like an idiot. Okay, so here's some things I wanted to talk about. Let's go over some of these. I do, for my man here, I do have some internet stories to go over. Let's go over some of these. Some of these are really funny. This Instagram post. There's an AI that's considering allowing users to create AI adult content. Like, I don't even know what to think of this. But then they're trying to have restrictions and stuff. And my thing is like, what are you going to have restrictions on? Like, what are we talking about? Maybe it's you just can't do deep fakes. So it's like, what is that going to be? You're going to be like on your thing, like, AI, make me a porno with, you know, 3 Asian girls with devil horns taking it hard from a Samoan black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you're going to be able to say whatever you want to this AI to create the video of your choice. So it's just, I think, like, as long as you don't post that, hey, more power to you, right? Why are they stopping that? You know? I just don't get it. So I don't know. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, ridiculous, man. So, when you think about like everything that's happening with AI, like, it's like, Taylor Swift had to sue or whatever, shutting it down. I mean, the AI, there's limitless possibilities with the AI. You know what I mean? Limitless possibilities. So you just kind of go, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, so now it's like, are we going to try to like police this? It's like, are we going to police it? Like, but then your mind has all kinds of possibilities. Like, people are nasty. So who knows where this could go? So my thing is just like, just like people's sex lives should be private, once this gets out, that's when it becomes like then you do have to address it. But it's like, this crazy, right? Like, think of all the things you could think of in your mind right now. Think of all the dirty things you could think of in your mind, and the AI can create that for you. It's like, what is that going to be? Like, is that going to be the end of porn companies? Is it going to be the end of like taking advantage of, young women around the world and young men around the world who are like, caught into the sex business? Is it going to take that option away because now we won't have to do that because we could just be like, all right, blonde, big tits, black girl with, whatever, Asian girl with this, 5 foot, you could describe exactly what you want. You could be like, okay, give me a dwarf and a giant, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever your mind is, man, it's just crazy. So anyways. All right. The next one, wait, I'll go to this one later. I want to talk about this one first. So apparently, Apple reportedly cuts Vision Pro production due to lack of demand. Why would anyone want this? Why would anyone want this stupid product? Like, it's heavy. It gives you a headache. Until it's this big, like the size of my glasses, where I could go like this, and now I have an AI universe, or until it's like, what do you call it? Like contact lenses. That's the only way. Like, did you see these people in public? How freaking stupid they looked. You know what I mean? Do you see how dumb they looked with these things on? Like, and then all the reports are they're too heavy. You're just like, why? This technology's not ready yet, and they tried to rush it out, and it's like, let's just wait, work on it. It's like, I'm so tired of the what's that technology, the voice texting. Like, voice texting doesn't work, man. That is the most annoying technology, and I wish they would just take it away. You ever do that? You're in your car or whatever. You're okay. Hey, blah, 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 blah. You say something, and then you look at it, you send it, and you look, and it's like, I didn't say 6 of these words. I didn't say. And now you're in your car going like this. Hi, I will pick you up later. Please have, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, like, you sound like an asshole in your car trying to do this. You know what I mean? So this, I feel like, let's get it right. Get the technology right. Okay? And so this is one of these things where they tried too hard. I don't know how much money they invested in this, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? It didn't work, guys. And so, you kind of want to, you kind of want to like, are people going to get their money back? You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, I want my money back. That's how I would be. I'd be like, yeah, thank you, but this is trash. It's like, I don't even know. Did they beta test this? Because it doesn't even feel like they did like a solid review of this and then put it out. And then like, it just feels like this is some rushed thing that our imaginations are beyond this. Because like what we wanted to do is probably really not doing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's freaking crazy. I just thought this was like not surprising that this happened. You know what I mean? Not surprising that this happened. You know. Now, let's talk about this subject right here. So, Tom Brady, he was on the Pivot podcast, and he's talking about how he regretted doing the roast, you know? And I don't know how I feel about it, man. You know? It's like he's just on there and he's just going in about like how it affected his kids, and you know, his wife was upset about the jokes and that kind of stuff. Look. So first of all, so you have this like roast that is like arguably the greatest roast ever. One, because it's on Netflix and it's no holds barred. They could say whatever they want, you know, within reason, obviously, but they don't have to be a slave to corporate sponsors. It's just Netflix. So they have this big roast with all these stars. And they have one of the biggest recognizable stars in the United States being roasted. He's all for it. They pay him a ton of money. He sits there, you know, he seems to take everything well. He goes up and makes jokes about, you know, hey, he made jokes about Kim and, you know, her kids and, you know, and all that stuff. And then afterwards, he has regrets because now it's like, whoa, a lot of stuff was said about me and my kids saw this and my ex-wife saw this. You know what I mean? So, you know, and there was a part of me that was like, oh man, this is great. It looks like cancel culture is going away. So that's great, right? It looks like, you know, we can get back to having fun and, you know, doing jokes and people, and it'd be okay for people not to like them, and then they just move on with their lives. And then I feel like Brady took it all away, or a lot of it, you know, by coming out and being like, yeah, I regret during the roast. I mean, it's like, damn, dude, I don't think he should have said this. I don't think it's a good look. And when you look at like, and then, you know, I'll tell you something else, man. When you look at the comments, in the comments section of this, not that the comment section means anything, you know what I mean? But it really is sort of like a consistent, like, you know, like somebody said, well, how do you think Hernandez's wife and daughter felt after you making jokes about him? You know, it's like, that's what you open this up to. When you sit there by yourself and be like, oh, I can't believe my kids saw this. It's like, well, that's on you. Don't let your kids see it. But we live in a world now where it's like, how do you stop your kids from seeing Netflix? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to go to school and the kids are going to be like, at school, going to be like, yeah, I mean, that's the tough part. And that's something that, you know, maybe I think that he should have thought about that before he did it and then just say, you know what, I don't want to do this. Or be like, hey, I'll do this, but please don't talk about my ex-wife and my divorce out of honor of my kids. Because he reportedly said to not do any jokes about Robert Kraft and the massage parlor thing, which is like, that seems to be like the thing you would want to joke about. So he fought for that guy who got in trouble at a massage parlor, as opposed to being like, hey, don't talk about my ex-wife and my kids. So he kind of was like, all right. And then he's talking about Kim and her kids and husband, Hernandez, you know, so it's kind of like, I think the mistake here was actually doing it. You know what I mean? I think it's like actually, you know, that's the part that got me about it. Is like, I think that after you do it, you own it, and you're just like, man, I did it. It was fun. You know, some of those jokes were really out there, and it's you know, I have to I think he should have taken the approach of being like, you know, I got to explain this to my kids that these are just jokes and blah blah blah. I mean, I think take that approach, but to like the approach he's taking, I don't think it's a good look for him. I think it makes him look bad, you know? You know what I mean? All that stuff. I mean, it's like, see, you look at somebody in the comments, the mom should have thought of that before she cheated on him. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, it opens up Pandora's box of all this stuff. So, like, when you do a roast, and there are some people who just don't like roasts, too, and I get that. But at least you know the nature of it. It's not like a surprise. I think people don't like roasting humor. when it's not like on the agenda. So like you're at the Oscars and somebody's roasting. You're like, come on, man. Are you at the Golden Globes? Or you like, you know what I'm saying? It's the Emmys. It's a place where, or like a graduation or something, and then the person's roasting. Then you're like, this is out of pocket. Like, I don't know if I like this. So people count that as mean and inappropriate and whatnot, whatever. But when they said, well, let's make a thing that is that. And it's the roast, which has been around for freaking years and years and years. Goes back to like the 50s or even before that when they were doing it, right? So then the guy signs up for it. It's like, we all know what a roast is, what it's been. You could just Google like, let me see if I want to do this. But they offered you however much money. I think he got $25 million or something like that. I don't know. It was something I saw that number. I don't know if that's true or not, but he got a lot, right? But anyways, whatever. So, and then, he does it. And then afterwards, I don't know if he really understood what it was, is what I think. So what I'm saying is, I don't like how he's coming out and kind of being like, God, never do that again, in the way that he's doing it. And I think it's a bad look for Tom Brady. I think it's just be like, take it on the chin. Either the commercial for the thing was, I can't be roasted. You know what I mean? You can. You know what I mean? They proved it that you can. And then the thing is like, they talk about everybody. That's what the roast is. It's people making fun of each other, the comics going at each other. And then he had his opportunity. And and it was all on the teleprompter. He easily could have said, yeah, I don't want to do this or don't do that. Please don't do these jokes. I don't like that joke. But he approved everything. So, I don't know. I think it's I think it's just like comedy being attacked again, or just when comedy felt like, oh, we're back, boom, it's attacked again. So, but I guess that's the nature of it, right? I don't know. It's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, like I say, some people have a real strong feelings about roasting. They just don't like it. And they have some like social commentary on it, Like those people I put 2 middle fingers up to. You know what I mean? Like it's not that, I just know, like the funny thing about it is like you all have been with your close friends, family, and you've said things to each other that you would be like, oh man. And maybe sometimes it even gets heated at a barbecue, or people are just going in on each other because this stuff. I mean, this is like, roasting's not something that's like unusual in society. We do this with each other. You do it on your group chats. I'm sure you can go to your group chats right now of your closest friends, and you're saying things that you would not want to be out in public. You know what I mean? But you're doing it, right? So roasting is just doing that publicly. And then like we live in a time now where people think they could just do social commentary and make it bigger than it is. It's not. It's just some guys saying some jokes on the inappropriate scale from 0 to 10. It's nothing more than that, But you fragile bitches that are at home that see that, and it has nothing to do with you, then they come out and speak on the roast itself as if this thing itself is the scourge of society. That's where I feel like he pushed those people to be like, see, when people have forgetting that he got paid, he approved the jokes. There was a long process to get it to that point. And then after it happened, then you want to have regrets. I don't know. Weird. So anyways, that's that on that, guys. I don't. So the one of the two things, the last two things I want to talk about, because I got to get to the airport, is remember guys when I got that Fisker Ocean? Remember my whole thing? I wanted to get a Fisker Ocean. I put $5,000 down. Then at the finish line, they told me I couldn't lease. I had to buy, and I made the choice. I was like, and it was non-refundable. I said, I'd rather lose the $5,000 than buy this car. I am so glad that I did that. Just looking at like, some shit about Fisker right now. Like if I go to this is now Fisker Oceans for sale. Look at this, man. These are like the Fisker Ocean 1, which would have been the one I wanted. $37,000. That's what they're asking for. This is, at the time, a $69,000 car. This car only has 695 miles on it, used. 695 miles, an Ocean 1 first edition, and they're asking for $37,000 for it. And they're probably not going to get it. This one, 8 miles on it. This one has 8 miles on it. That one, right? What's funny about that one right there? This one, this is the model I was going to get. Let me see what it looks. Let's go to it. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's crazy. This is probably my car that I didn't get. $36,000. So all these stories, man, are crazy. Look at this one. 1,000 miles on it, 35,000. 5 miles. This one only has 5 miles on it, and they're asking 34,000 for it. It's like, and then you see all these stories about the Fisker. All these stories. Lucid. Well, I have a Lucid, but at least I'm leasing. So if that company goes under, good. Yay. You take the car back, and I'm good. Fisker puts its all-electric Oceans SUV on fire sale, slashing prices by tens of thousands. So they talk about the car. The car I was going to get was like $70,000, okay? And it was like a first edition with all this first edition stuff. All the issues and problems they're having, safety issues. People don't want this car, man. And now they're trying to sell it. Like imagine if I would have got it for 70. I'm now in financing for $70,000, and then I find out they slashed the car by $30,000. I wonder what's happening with that. Are they telling the people that already got it, yeah, we're slashing your price, your loan's going to be different, or are they still trying to get $70,000 from people? Because that would be outrageous. And then all these stories are crazy. Updates. Fisker pauses all production, discloses it could go bankrupt. This is what I was worried about. This is exactly what I was worried about all along, why I didn't do it. Like, and then they're still trying to like act like they're gonna. This is like older stories now. So these older stories where they're like, we're gonna do this and that, but all the newest stories, And then here's another one about the electric cars are having a bad day. Like even Tesla. It says one's burning cash, one's moving out, and others laying off. 4 high-profile EV makers are having a rough quarter. Okay? So that's like, Rivian, they're one. That's an expensive-ass car. And you see them all over L.A., but, it doesn't mean that the company's making money. Then my car that I got, they're burning a lot of cash. They're having trouble selling cars and everything. But the only thing that makes it different for Lucid is, one, they're allowing you to lease the car, and two, they're making they got a bunch of Saudi Arabia money. Saudis are trying to go electric, and they're investing in this company, so they're not letting it fail. But like I say, I got this car. I'm leasing it in 3 years. I can move on and do whatever I want. This stupid Tesla freaking that truck eating a bag of dicks. So anyways, I did want to give you guys an update about that because people always ask me about what happened with the car and how do you like the car. It's like, just honestly, having an electric car, it's a luxury, and if you can't afford it, don't get it. It really, one, is a hassle. So I would tell you this. Let me just give you my quick review of electric cars right now. If you have the capability of having the electric thing at your place where you live, apartment or house, then okay. That's like 50% of the battle right there. Maybe even more. Next thing is, make sure whatever car you get can go 300 miles plus on a charge. And I mean a true 300 miles. Like, they're selling cars right now, like the Volvo, 225 miles. Outrageous. Because I know that's not a real 225. That probably only goes like 170, maybe, because the whatever road you're driving on, how fast you're driving, the radio, the AC, the wear and tear on the battery, like that. When you're driving around LA, that's not a lot. It's a nightmare. Trust me. So range and being able to charge at your place is essential. And if you don't have disposable income for that, don't do it. Get yourself a hybrid. Like, they need to invent, like the Chinese are doing it. They got this car I saw that goes 1,000 miles, and it has a gas battery. I'm sorry, a gas thing in there that charges the battery. That's the technology we need to go towards. So you're only using a little bit of gas, right? So you don't need a 29-gallon tank of gas. Maybe a 5 or 6 gallon tank of gas can help charge a battery that can send you 1,000 miles. That's the direction we need to go in. And the battery technology is just not there yet. And so I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, I like electric cars, but like I'm doing okay. It's okay for me to have an electric car. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like having like a toy or something like that. So I don't know, y'all. So just look out for that. Last but not least, and then I really got to go, is, man, did y'all see Nikola Jokic, man? This guy, the Denver Nuggets went down 0-2 at home, and they've won 3 games in a row. And I feel like they're going to win game 6-2 and win 4 games in a row and then go on to win the championship. I don't see another team. I don't see a team beating them. They're just such a complete team from top to bottom. That guy, I talked about it on my Monday Nuance, but I'll say it again here. I wasn't a fan of his, not because I didn't think he was good. I just he just feels boring to me when you look at him. But what I've seen him do in the past, you know, in these playoffs, how he plays, the things he's doing, how he's dominating, man, he's moving himself up very fast into the top 10 of best basketball players of all time. I mean, if he gets another championship, he has 3 MVPs. It's pretty incredible how he's playing. He looks like he's having fun. He makes everybody around him better. That's a great team. They're well run. I think the way they've constructed the rosters is that's the prototype. It's not 3 stars and no bench, you know? So yeah, man. It's great. Yeah, they woke a sleeping giant, Jonathan Jackson said in chat, and they sure did. Because the Lakers gave them nothing, and they swept the Lakers like, whatever. And they just got finished sweeping the Lakers last year, right? So then they were like, oh, we're great. Well, last year we swept the Lakers, and we went on and won. But this was the first round, and I think they forgot that. And then they were like, we got to get ourselves together. Because Minnesota, they don't look like the same team from those first 2 games. And I think it's not even because of them. It's because of Denver made the adjustments, and here they are. So I think they're going to win the championship, you know. But, hey, watch Minnesota come back, win Game 6 and win Game 7. That'll be crazy, right? But I just don't see that happening. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the show. I really got to get to the airport. I was, you know, the rambling man today, but, you know. And thanks for all the interaction in chat. I see you guys going in there. You're chatting about stuff. You know, just write your comments, write a nice comment, and then I will, you know. I sometimes respond to respectful comments or discourse. I don't respond to trolls with anything productive. I'm saying, you know, it's not going to be a good back and forth. But thanks for watching.